Welcome back. As we've heard, an ovarian cancer diagnosis is both scary and uncertain. And I want to welcome folk singer and songwriter Mike Kaufman, who's using his own profound experience to help bring a community together. Welcome.
Thank you, Lee.
And I want to offer you my condolences. You lost your wife to ovarian cancer. How long ago?
3 years ago now.
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when was she diagnosed?
She was diagnosed in late fall 2016.
I'm sorry about that.
Thanks.
And did she go into remission at all? What was?
Yeah, she, like most folks, the standard treatment is you go through surgery and then a course of chemo, and then at that point she was cancer free.
Yeah.
And then there was a recurrence a couple of years later.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about, is those statistics. It fits right into that timeline. What went through your mind when she was first diagnosed? What was that experience like for both you and her?
It was extremely surreal.
Yeah.
You know, cancer is this slow motion kind of death, right? And so a lot of grieving, a lot of thinking, a lot of feeling goes, by the time a person actually passes, it's a lot of the work has been done in some ways. So it was a surreal and bizarre experience.
Had you heard much about ovarian cancer before her diagnosis?
No.
So you didn't know anybody who had it before her?
No, not really.
Yeah. And I'm sure you learned a lot of things along the way, but certainly after her passing, you've made it your mission to bring awareness more and more so. And I think that's a big component to finding better treatment for cancer, is to make sure that people are getting screened. You know, we spoke to our previous guest, Caroline, and she was saying that, you know, screening is so critical. And I'm sure your wife was healthy and she would go to the doctor regularly?
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is that screening is tough because there are no overt symptoms. There is no test that you can take, right? For guys like me, if our prostates get big, we can get a PSA, right? But there's no test for ovarian cancer. So Suzanne, in her case, discovered she had this kind of funny bump in her abdomen. And she went to our GP and he said, I think I need to send you to an oncologist. And we said, what? And so that happens to so many women because the symptoms are just like other things, you know, irritable bowel kind of stuff.
Right, exactly. And ever since her passing, Suzanne's passing, you have done, I mean, tremendous work in just trying to put the word out there, using your art form to also bring that community together. How have you done so? What have been some of the events that you've put together and the money you've raised in the process?
2 years ago, I needed to do something to fight back. I didn't want to just be a victim of circumstance. So I said, okay. And I did a little house concert tour. Did a show here at Fox Music, and then ran around New England and the Mid-Atlantic states. We raised about $10,000 in 10 shows.
Great.
That was nice. That was fun.
Great.
And I felt like, okay, I did something, I fought back, and now I can go do other stuff. And then that was in 22. Last year, September was rolling around, and September was Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and I said, well, we should do something. So I put a note up on Facebook, because I have a bunch of musician friends. I said, we want to do a benefit concert, who wants to play? And immediately I heard back from guys who were coming, David Perry, Pernell McDaniel, Alan Hartley, Martine Friedman, who I'd never met. And these, Lisa Spears, who's a poet, and I'm at Jerry Lee Gilchrist. So they were the nucleus of this thing that's happened in a few weeks. Because when we were done, each one came up to me and said, I want to do this again next year.
You thought it was just a one and done.
Yeah,
you didn't know it was going to be a subsequent. Well, look at where you started. I mean,
this is a problem. That's right. You know, and Carolyn can tell you she's done incredible work behind the scenes to put this together. And this is now going to be a 5-hour festival with even more folks who have said they want to get involved. Jeep White, Ryan Walsh from Soul Crow, and I know I'm
wonderful
missing
musicians,
somebody.
fantastic musicians. Well, with about 40 seconds left, because we're going to have to take a break, and you're going to be playing for us. No, we're not done with you yet. But just to explain just your genre and why you're drawn to the music that you love to play?
Oh, goodness. I'm a folk singer. All right. I play James Taylor stuff, Paul Simon stuff. I grew up listening to the songwriters, Joni
Me too.
Mitchell. Okay.
Love
yeah,
it.
but you're not old enough. And so that's what influences me more than anything.
Great songs, very heartfelt, meaningful music as well. Well, we're so excited to have you perform for us. And what is the song that you're
Song is
playing?
called No Simple Twists.
No Simple Twists. And make sure, everybody, again, September 14th on Dog Green, that's where you need to be from 12 to 5. There's going to be fabulous music, food, art. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon. And thank you for doing this in Suzanne's memory. I know she's looking down on you and is so grateful and proud of you.
Well, thanks, Layla.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much, Mike. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.